Hi everyone, welcome to your June week 1 reading. When I say week 1, I'm actually going to be taking a look at June 1st to June 12th. So it's kind of spanning 2 weeks, but you get the point. It's always my pleasure to read for you guys, and as you guys know, these readings are timeless and signless. So even though I'm assigning a time to it, if this reading finds you at any other time, it's just as valid, and you don't have to have any placements, astro signs, whatever, to be able to receive the energies from this reading. So let's jump right in. I'm already noting how plain plain everything is. It's almost like a lot of us have had our slates clean. Okay. Yep. Look at that. Ooh, what's that? The Fool. See? I was going to say, look at this. That's exactly what I was feeling. Our slates have been cleaned by what? Higher energies, right? You guys know we went through the 2 eclipses. We've gone through so many moons, so many things that have been happening just astrologically speaking, not to mention just any other things that you guys have been working on as a collective or as an individual. So great job. Through the help of our spirit team and our higher selves, ding, we are now in a position to move forward with our lives. And of course, right underneath there is the Fool. So interestingly, I didn't even see this card underneath, but I already can tell that what it is that they're so funny. Your team is helping you to usher in a new state of being, let's put it that way. But I definitely see that some of you are still feeling a little bit haunted by some of the vestiges, notice I'm using that word, some of the vestiges of the life that you left behind. So it's kind of like it's kind of like having a dry run, so to speak. Or no, you know what a better word is phantom limb. That's a better phrase. You kind of feel like you're going through a phantom limb syndrome of some sort, because here we have you. It's almost like your guides are like, we got this, we're leading you in. And as I said that, it's 2 minutes, 11 seconds. If that's not alignment, I don't really know what is, right? But take a look here. And here's you, like, all right, I'm following you. But I don't know if you can see this. Maybe now you can see it a little better. Look right behind there. There's a dragon, right? These are the Game of Thrones cards, so it's a dragon. There's a dragon there, and so you're kind of expecting yourself to be haunted. Like you're still waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like, yes, I've moved on, I've ended this connection, but I'm still waiting to be reeled back in. Yes, I've stood up for myself at work, but I'm still waiting for the slap to come. Whatever it is that you have been doing to create space between yourself and any undue, I keep getting substances, so for some of you substances is playing a big deal here, but any undue influences, yeah, you can kind of chill and relax. I do see I have another deck off to the side waiting to come in if needed, but look at the card that just happens to be at the top, right? That's that energy again. It's like the guides are like, keep moving forward. We want you to keep your hands and, feet inside the vehicle. Please face forward. But here you are looking back. Don't look back. Don't look back. No, let that go. Let that call go to voicemail. They'll get the message, right? So let me go ahead, have a nice little seat here. Yeah. Audibly, let me audibly have a seat for everyone to hear. Ooh, 8 of Coins. It's interesting because the 8 of Coins usually speaks of work, getting the work done. But actually what I'm seeing here is some of you are faking the work. Ooh, guys, shots fired. Okay, hold on. The angels, are they coming through? When I say, it's almost like, look at him at the assembly line, but he's fake moving the mallet there. So let me feel into that energy and see what's going on. Yeah, it's a lot of the waiting for the other shoe to drop energy. Phew, I thought the guides were going to say stop faking it. I was like, oh my God, we're really trying here. But no, I'm seeing here that you are working. It's almost like if your boss is like, hey everybody, you all have now been granted exactly the position in this company that you wanted to. Now take a look on the sheet of paper, the slip of paper, and you look and it's like, whoa, that's exactly the position I wanted. And they're like, well, there's also a map in there, just head straight out to your new office. And you're like, okay, and you head there. You're constantly waiting for them to be like, April Fools, or you idiot, We're just kidding. Get back to the mailroom. But, here you are in your new office. You're like, looking around. You're typing, looking around. You're stapling, expecting, you pause a little bit, expecting some balloon to fly out. Like, just kidding. You're actually fired. Security. But what I'm seeing here is that's not the case. You've had the upgrade. The upgrade is yours. The guides are just lovingly watching you kind of timidly get used to the new controls of where you are. They're like, keep up the good work. Yeah, you're in this, buddy. This is yours. This is your office. Yes, there's a corner window. Yes, there's actually, like, you can open it. We trust you. We know you're not going to jump out, right? Yeah. I'm also seeing lots of praying for loved ones right now. Let me look at this energy. This is a little bit of a, I know that means nothing to you guys, but I was going to say a complex energy, and that flies under the radar. What I'm seeing here, the Lover's card, showing 3 people. 1, 2, 3. This is you in the Queen of Cups, right? Here you are praying for others. Now, this is actually, now I said praying for others, that's an example, but let's make it a universal dynamic here. I'm seeing this as you being in a state of mind, a state of being, having reached a certain level of understanding and awareness that you're able to have well wishes for others, for somebody else, for at least one other, whoever you have previously found to be, the word is ironic. Like maybe some of you are thinking, oh, that person's really ironic, however you define that, right? But they're just saying that word. Somebody that you've judged a lot, could be a person, it could be a group of people, it could be parents, it could be whatever. They're saying you've had a growth spurt. And so now you're able to look back at those people, even in their happiness, and to have a prayer. And the reason why you're able to have these well wishes for these people is because, look, this darkened energy, this shadow energy that you used to associate with this person or these groups of people or just whatever, or this thing in your life, you have cleared out, right? So Spirit is saying you are the one who has grown. Something in you has grown. And I'm telling you right now, what it kind of looks like is that you've grown to, well, a few things. Number one, I was going to say you've grown to love your own energy, but the guides are saying you've grown to have a conscience, to have empathy, to have understanding that doesn't revolve around you. And I knew that the Hermit card was the one I was pulling. I was about to shuffle and I was like, nope, I bet that's the Hermit card. And there it is. Okay, so you've grown to love your own energy, and you're starting to realize, you know what? And we're like, what? I'm better by myself right now. I'm stronger by myself, right? Male, female, gender non-conforming. That's your voice in this example. We're just going with it. So I'm seeing that you are a fire starter. You've lit a match. The match has taken a flame. You found a twig somewhere, maybe more than one twig. You've put the two together. Twigs, fire. Whoosh, oh my God, it does light. It is keeping me warm. What is this thing called self-sufficiency, right? So there are a lot of you who are learning something self-related. Self-reliance, self-sufficiency, self-love, self-care, self-entertainment. You're learning what it means to be alone, and you're learning to experience the joy of having a lonely, I'm hearing lonely packet, a lonely pocket. And it's almost like they're using those two words to show a lonely cell of energy. And when I say that, I mean, you know, like how when you look at the weather maps, we could see cells of weather. Oh, well, we have a hot cell, a warm cell moving across the plains. Like, thanks, sir. Yeah, that's kind of how the energy is. Right now, you are in a pocket of hermit energies. You're aware of your aloneness, and being that you're in separation from some person, place, thing, or situation or idea. And in the past, before you had your growth spurt, you would have found this to be really cold, really hard. It's really unfair. Why do these people get to do that? And I'm always this and blah, blah, blah. And now, because of your inner growth, it has nothing to do with anything other people are doing, as it always never does. Because of your own inner growth and agreement to see the light and to reach for a higher thought and to reach for the consciousness that is needed to be able to get to this higher thought. In other words, you surrender to something higher than yourself to show you what it is that you're not seeing. Now you've been able to activate a certain part of yourself that can appreciate being in your own space. Words. Bing. Look at this. Having the strength to say no to something that you always thought you wanted. Sometimes saying no is hard because of the messenger that comes with it. And that's all we need to do. We need to understand that not every messenger that's bringing you something is somebody that you need to become attached to, that you need to like, that you need to love, that you need to marry, that you need to get a job from. You can meet somebody and be just acquaintances. It's okay. Or meet someone and, you meet at a party, you enjoy the night at the party, and then, bye. And that's it. You don't always have to take the person home. You don't always have to become best friends with them. You don't always have to, pass on the job that you heard to them because you knew they were looking. Sometimes it's okay to just be two ships in the night. And that's a lesson that we're learning. We're learning how to have boundaries. And part of learning how to have boundaries, we know, is knowing when to say no and, all sorts of stuff to protect ourselves. But sometimes it's just knowing that, hey, I don't need to have every experience. I don't need to go to this party tonight. I don't need to be at the party and stay until the cows come home. I don't need to go to every work function. I don't need, where's the need? Sometimes people are so needy. They need somebody. And sometimes you have to stop and look that, yes, man is not made to be alone. We get that. But man is made to be inwardly focused much more than the human population has been led to believe, has been led to practice, And so there's this crutch, like what do you need? What do you need? You need to chill out. That's what you need. And to discover how is it that you can entertain yourself, that you can find joy in the space that you're in. Yes, it may take strength at first, but you'll learn. And look at that, the Queen of Spears. And it doesn't mean that you always have to be by yourself. All it means is that you're creating a space for balance to occur. And in this case, what's being balanced is your ability to coexist with others and your ability to understand that your existence begins within. It begins within and is defined within, okay? 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, from getting the strength to put those boundaries up and to understand that, hey, I'm just learning here. When you build, I'm getting a tent energy, like a tent, ding. When you build a space of your own, a tent a little bit, if you want to use that image, when you build a space of your own within which to navigate this world, when you build a home within yourself, when you build boundaries, when you have your shields up, when you become aware of your Merkaba and you're like, hey, my sacred vehicle, whatever it is you need, when you're aware of that, then you're more aware of what is not that. And that's when you can see energies, boink, boink, knocking at your door, knocking at your energy field. So unfortunately, so many of us are traumatized. It's called a human condition, hello. But so many of us are traumatized to the point that we don't know where our boundaries are. We don't know what our energy field is like. And we just let people come in and out and say stuff and offer us stuff and do stuff. And next thing we know, we're just wasting time. So look at this. Yeah, you got to put an end to that. When this energy, boink, boink, comes in, whether it's a new job opportunity, whether it's a new friend, whether it's, a neighbor just moved in to the neighborhood and you notice that others are paying their dues and saying, hi, welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah, that now you feel a little bit of pressure to do the same. What's that pressure? That's energy coming into your field. You gotta be aware of those things. Awareness, self-awareness is really, when you're practicing it, all you're doing is practicing to become more refined at it. And to a lot of people who don't do it at all, it's like, oh my God, I have to be hyper aware of everything. No, it's not that you have to be hyper aware of everything. It's that you need to get back to a level of awareness that you probably never had in this lifetime, because you've been trained by culture, by being human and by just all sorts of things, to not even pay attention to it. So you're just walking around with your field wide open, and you're thinking what's normal is normal. And actually, no, what we practice doing, which is you got to be available and you're this and all of that stuff, you need to unlearn and start learning what's real. And what's real is learning about your energy field. I couldn't drive it home anymore. Victory, right? And soon you will start to realize, oh my God, I've been conditioned and have enforced and reinforced a certain way of being in this world that is not what I need to be doing. And it's normalized. And one of the biggest pitfalls for humanity is normalization, making something that should not be normalized. So we believe it to be normal. So, and that's the thing when, a big argument when people talk about, and this is not me saying pro or con here, I'm just bringing an example, a big argument when people say, oh, well, violent video games and GTA, look, we all have brothers, we all know they play, and Call of Duty and all those, yeah, they're fun or whatever, but guess what they're doing to our kids? They are inducing, and this is where a lot of people start to get skeptical, or they start to believe it, or whatever it is, it's inducing violence by lowering the threshold for our sensitivity. It's desensitizing people. It's this and that, right? At the end of the day, guess what? If that thing is normal in society, guess what else is normal? Okay? Guess if you think that we can have all these kinds of things, these horror movies and all of these things, and again, we all love a good horror movie. It used to be one of my favorite genres, right? If you think that we can exist with that each day and look at all these, what is that, Life or Oxygen, or one of those women's channels, which is basically SVU all the time, violence against women. It's always sexual violence, of course. If you think you can live and exist in a space and allow that into your field, and not think that there is some repercussion in terms of your sensitivity, like in the sense that you're now desensitizing yourself to certain things, you're just lying to yourself. So you really need to get to a place, the guides are asking this, you need to get to a place where you can become self-aware. It's only going to seem like a lot of work and like you're being hyper vigilant because you're trying to undo something that has been taken to the max. So we live, for example, in the United States. If you're a US watcher, hi. If you're not a US watcher, hi. Either way, in the United States, we've been defined as, or referred to as a PTSD society. Yeah, heck yeah, we are. There's so many things that have happened in our history, things that are not even making their way into mainstream media, which is another thing altogether, right? That we haven't even healed from individually, collectively, epigenetically. So you have to understand that it is your job. If you are in pea soup, it is your job to, number one, be aware that you're floating in pea soup, okay? And I know it's kind of like telling a fish to be aware it's in water, but listen, that's your job. It's your job to become aware that you are in pea soup, and it is your job to start trying to distinguish what is you and what is not you. And from that place forward, and there's so many resources for that, including me, hi, but everywhere. You can even turn to your guides and say, hey guides, please, let's put this on the agenda. Thanks, guides. Guess what? It's already on the agenda. If you're watching this video, it's on the agenda. And now they're actually letting you know, hey, this is on the agenda. And then you don't realize that, so you turn to them maybe and say, hey guys, can we put this on the agenda? So just get it done. That's what I'm saying. So in this first week, please, please, please start focusing on getting aware of what you're doing, okay? Nine of Swords. Look how it just went to completely cover this victory. The Nine of Swords is the crying in the car, crying in the shower. It's the depression. It's the thoughts. It's the pain, right? And how can we see the victory if we're all up in this? How can we have victory if we're allowing all these pains to just seep right into this? What if this is a cute little wolf, super cute, just hanging out in a cute little room, but the bars are open and all this noxious energy is coming in, this noxious, gas, these noxious gases and all sorts of stuff, or there's a fire in the room and he's feeling hot, he can't get out and he's not aware. Okay, so it's kind of like us. We let all sorts of things into our energy field because we're not aware. So anyway, I'm not going to beat that to death, but you get it. Thank you. Okay, why would I make that noise for a sword? I don't know what a sword would. Anyway, no, that sounds more like a. Okay, there it is. Whatever your sound, your sword sounds like, just cut it out. Get aware, become aware. That's all. Moving full speed ahead. Look at this. Lack of awareness. Indecisive? Yeah, because you're not aware of which parts of you are driving both of these needs. So when you start to realize, oh shoot, I really feel like doing this. Oh, but at the same time, I should probably do this because I kind of think, oh, what about this? That's because you have different fragments, different aspects of you energetically, we all do, that are trying to run the ship. You have to be aware, okay, I see why I want to completely skip work right now and go and do this. That's because there's a part of me that is working in this wound, and this wound manifests as that. And this part wants to do that because it's that, and that it manifests as that. And this one wants to do this because I'm too afraid to say no to the person who wants me to do it for them because they remind me of my father. So you have to become aware of what is driving these different parts of you, and once you are, the victory is yours, because then you're now moving from making unconscious choices to making conscious choices. Look at this, yeah? Eight of Swords. That's such a compliment. COMPLEMENT to the Nine of Swords. The Eight of Swords is that obsessive thinking. It's the unclear perceptions, it's the ruminating. They kind of go hand in hand, but the Nine of Swords, you're also in there crying and your bed sheets are wet, right? So the thing is, the nuance of the Eight of Swords is that all you need is an actual perception shift to get out of that. So in order to get out of that, you need to identify what these low energies are inside of you that are giving rise to certain thoughts and emotions and, of course, resulting actions. And so this Devil card is representing that. Notice it came out reversed, boop, along with this. Because guess what? You just think you're having a bad day and you just think that person's a jerk, and you don't realize, hey, I'm the one projecting out onto the world because I still haven't realized that, bam, I've got this underneath, unhealed wounds. I've got things I'm still denying. I know this person isn't for me, but I'm afraid to be alone, so I'm still going to take these calls, and then I'm going to get mad at the other people that he's talking to because I'm blaming them instead of looking at myself. Anyway, you guys know the point. So when this card, God bless, Eight of Coins, comes out, yes, you are now in you're in your new office, right? You're still waiting for the other shoe to drop, and like the guides are saying, no, you're right where you need to be. But now that you're here, I want you to stop looking around and expecting us to bust in and say, actually, we messed up your name and you're actually meant to be demoted, not promoted. And instead, we want you to focus on what your new work is. What is your new work? Your work is simple. Become self-aware. Become self-aware. Get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. When you get to know who you are and you start to understand what's going on, you start to take yourself out of places you shouldn't be in. You start to ask people and other energies to leave where they shouldn't be, which is in your sacred space. Spirit can now transmit energy to you better because now you're not so crowded by the energies of others and these unreal perceptions and expectations. Now you can slow your roll and sit down and think for a bit. You can start to, heal the body because that's, all of this stuff contributes to an unhealthy body, an unhealthy mind. And so as you start to create these boundaries between what is yours and what is not yours, you directly place yourself into a better state of mind. And look at this. Queen of Swords. Listen, the Queen of Swords will let you know, do not come past that stoop. Don't do it. And in telling that to the Knight of Swords, which rushes in, and listen, even the Knight of Swords must listen when she speaks. And so this is what you need to get to. The guides are pointing out that you may even desire to be in romantic relationships, they're saying. And maybe you are, maybe you're trying, maybe you're already booed up, whatever it is. But I tell you what, you could really use a vacuuming out of these connections that you're having. Now, any connection that you're in, any interrelationship, whether it's romantic or not, whether it's familial, acquaintances, whatever, strangers in the night, whatever that means to you, whatever it is, you will benefit from getting to know who you are, becoming self-aware. When you become self-aware, you start to become aware of what's yours, your field, your being, and then you can hear and feel the introduction of other energies into your field, and suddenly things are clear. Oh, I don't know why this person said that, but I can tell they're lying. Not feeling too comfortable with that. Well, it gives you that kind of leverage. And then what do you do with it? As opposed to kind of having this feeling like, this guy, whatever, this girl, whatever. Hey, I'm Jody. Nice to meet you. Yeah, let's become friends. And then, you didn't listen to your gut instinct, and it gets rough. It's rough out there, guys. But it doesn't have to be. Okay, it doesn't have to be. Thanks, guides. The guides are showing, they're so sweet. God bless them. They're showing the difference between, what was it? The straw hut, the wood hut, and the brick hut is what they're saying. This is what we're trying to get you to, the bricks. Get you to hit the bricks. Oh, I love it. Yay. I have some good people on my team. Hit the bricks. Yeah, some of us aren't even in a hut. And we wonder why life is so hard. And some of us have homes, our fields are like straw. You just blow it. It's like, hey, my name's Alan. You're like, there goes everything. Sorry to any Allens watching. God bless. I love your name. Or we have wood, I learned last time I'm going to do wood this time. Then you've got this hot person or this hot opportunity, this hot deal that you can't pass up. It's so hot, it burns up your whole wood house, right? You need to start learning about you. What am I like? What am I doing out here so that I can build a home that is specially catered to me so that I can move throughout this. I'm hearing universe, of course. Everything that you do in this lifetime is just going to help you once you transition and onward, right? And so anyway, long story short, God bless, the message for this week, and I'm sure it's probably also extending to the theme of June, which I haven't looked at yet. I'll be keep an eye out for the June monthly, by the way. It's coming soon. The theme here is to become self-aware. You're in your new upgrade, but now let's look at the work. What's the work? The work is to start noticing yourself, okay? And of course, if you would like some assistance with that, if you'd like to have a hot beverage with me and talk it out, or if you'd like a reading, go ahead and check my Etsy page, and I'd be happy to help you with that. But either way, there are so many resources, including pen and paper, for you to get started on this, okay? Okay, if you enjoyed this message, or if you enjoy me or my team, go ahead and press the like button or the cute little heart button, depending on what your platform is. And I guess I'll see you later. Bye.